how are you today? My name is Kris of Krissys Over the Mountain Crochet, and today I'm going to show you how to put a stiff fabric covered liner in your hot chocolate basket. Have you seen the hot chocolate basket that I've made? Everyone loves it. It's part of the Proverbs series. I have a tea basket and a hot chocolate basket. The Proverbs series is also part of the Valentine's 2022 bundle, and you could win the bundle that has all of the crochet patterns that I am releasing this Valentine's season. It's called the Valentine's 2022 bundle. And if you comment within 24 hours after seeing this video, I'll put your name in an entry using random.org and you could win the whole bundle. But if you also want to put a stiff fabric covered liner in there, watch this video. I'll show you how. The hot chocolate basket is nice, but the sides are soft. You can pinch the corners to make them square, but a liner makes this nicer. Let's start with some fabric. I like to use a fabric that has a plaid marking. You need fabric cutting scissors, cardboard cutting scissors, some poster board. You can use heavier cardboard if you'd like, and I like to use a clear ruler, a fabric measuring tape, and you will probably want a yardstick. You'll need a stapler, a glue gun, pen, and glue sticks. Now let's measure the side of the basket. You're going to want to measure from the top of the heart to the bottom. So that measurement can be 2 3/4 to 3 inches, whatever your basket requires. I'm using 3 inches, and we need to measure around the basket. I started on an outside heart, and I should have stopped on an outside heart. You will notice that I did not, and I apologize. So I'm showing right there, I stopped at 30 inches, and I need to finish at 32 inches. But what I really needed to do was 34 inches. All right, so let's measure across the bottom. Across the bottom, staying inside the ridge, is 5 inches. There's that ridge the back post stitches make. So that's 5 inches. Now let's measure along the bottom, the length of the bottom, and that's 10, 11 inches. All right, so we know how we need to make the base. So let's get that made very quickly using our cardboard cutting scissors. Let's clip those little sharp corners off. It makes it easier to work with the fabric. Let's check to see if the size is good, because we can always trim here if it isn't, but that was a good size. Now the length of the sides is longer than my cardboard piece, so I need to make 2 pieces, and I will staple them together using the staple gun. Not a staple gun, a stapler. Yes, there we go. Now we'll keep track of that. So let's measure how long that is and cut that off. I'm cutting off at 32 inches. It should be 34. You'll see how 32 inches works, but it's a little bit tight, and the stapler saves the day. All right, so let's start covering our little pieces. Place the base along a straight edge and then eyeball it and cut 2 inches around. The fabric makes it easy because it has marks that we can use to cut. Otherwise, you have to mark the fabric. All right, so wrong side of the fabric, place your cardboard down and put a glue dot at each corner and pull those corners in. Let's do that on the other end also, making sure it's taut. We don't want that fabric to be loose. Now we're going to need to add a line of glue right there where my fingers were, but fold your fabric piece over first. It's a good idea to know exactly where to put that glue so you don't burn your fingers. So I'm going to place it higher than what my vision would have said because I folded it over and looked at it. All right, let's get moving on this. Continue to glue the sides down. This is just an initial gluing, and then you will need to go back through and glue any extra sides that are sticking, any extra things that are sticking up. You can also finish and cover the bottom if you'd like. I don't think it's necessary. You could also use 2 pieces of cardboard to make this a little bit more stable. All right, it looks good. It's gonna fit inside that hot chocolate basket. Let's cover this, the sides of the hot chocolate basket, or the side piece. And it's the same concept. Use the grid of the fabric to cut 2 inches around, and we are ready to get started on covering the side pieces. All right, I've cut the little sharp corners off, and there's a little tag there. I'm cutting that off also. Make sure that that the cardboard is taut. It is not loose. The fabric is very taut. You'll see there's a little bit of a ripple, and that's okay. That's how I want that, because the fabric, the cardboard and the fabric are going to be bending in on itself, so it does need to be tight. That ripple doesn't need to be big, but it does need to be tight. And as you can see, once you add the fabric, it folds that down. I had a little helper today. He handed me my stapler when I needed it. He's a sweetheart. You can hear him at the end of the tea bag basket video. He hollers, "Hey, Granny." All right. Now we're ready to fit this around, but we have to be conscious of that stapled area. We have to decide where we want it. So I want it right there. So placing that there as if it were along the basket, butting the sides up to the bottom of the basket, I'm going to make a fold. Now I can look at where the fold was and use that mark on the fabric to pinch that and make it a sharp fold, just like that. All right, so let's turn this around so you can see it a little better. All right, now I need to make my second fold, and as you can see, it's going to need to be folded right there where that mark is, on the outside of that black mark. Make that fold, and let's get moving. Let's fold the rest of these pieces. It's a very easy thing to do, and as you can see, I am coming up almost short. I have just enough to overlap that I can use the stapler to staple this together. I generally only staple on the bottom and then glue the top together, but I usually have more overlap. But today I'm just going to staple the top and the bottom together. Now we need to fit the base back into the box, and we need to start gluing. Now hold underneath and make sure that the bottom is flush with the sides, and just lay a heavy bead of glue that goes to the inside of the base. You don't want that glue poking out on the outside, but it needs to be a generous amount of glue. And it's going to take you time standing there and holding it. I have sped the camera up so you don't have to endure that. This is really an easy process. It's just a little bit time consuming because you can't do anything else but put pressure on the sides and make the base. All right, now we have, it's dry, it's hard. You can put satin ribbon along the edges and finish that if you choose. Make a nice finish. So make sure when you put your basket in, the box in, the hard liner in, that you fit it around the corners and the edges. It will take a little bit of finagling, and here we have it. Hey, did you enjoy putting a fabric covered liner in your hot chocolate basket? I hope you did. I know I enjoyed it. I got a nice little basket. It can hold more than just hot chocolate. This would be great in the bathroom, pink and white, for a little girl's bedroom. I hope you will come to my side of the mountain again soon. It was really good to have you. Bye.